All right, let's get right into it. Today, we're going to climb a kind of ladder of understanding. We're starting with the simplest things you can imagine, like rocks, and going all the way up to the most advanced AI, and maybe even beyond.
So, you've probably been hearing this term everywhere lately, AI agent. It sounds like something straight out of a movie, right? But it's happening, and it's happening fast. So, what does it actually mean? What makes an AI agent different from, say, a regular app on your phone or a simple chatbot?
Well, to really get a grip on all the hype, we can't just dive into the technical jargon. We need to zoom way out. We need a map. And that map, believe it or not, doesn't start with AI at all. It starts with the most fundamental building blocks of existence itself. And trust me, it's all going to connect.
Okay, so let's start at ground zero. To really get what an agent is, we first have to understand what it isn't. We're going to build this whole concept up one simple, clear step at a time. First up on our ladder is the entity. Just think of a rock. A rock has properties, right? It's got a certain weight, a color, a texture. You can group all that data together, but the rock itself can't do anything. It has properties, but zero capabilities. That, in a nutshell, is an entity. Now, let's take one step up to an object. An object is an entity that actually can do something. It has capabilities. Think about a hammer. A hammer has its properties, weight, what it's made of, but it also has the capability to drive a nail. But here's the crucial part. The hammer doesn't have a goal of its own. It doesn't want to do anything. It's just a tool, waiting for someone or something else to use it.
And this is where we make the big leap to the agent. An agent is an object that finally has a goal. It can sense its environment, check if it's meeting its goal, and then act on the environment to get closer to that goal. The perfect, simple example, your thermostat. It senses the temperature, compares it to its goal, say 72 degrees, and then acts by turning on the heat or the AC. It is goal-oriented. And this image here just lays it all out perfectly. You can see how it's all nested. An object is just a special kind of entity, and an agent is a special kind of object. Each layer just adds a new level of complexity. We add capabilities to get objects, and then we add goals to get agents. This simple little hierarchy is the foundation for, well, everything else we're going to talk about. So having a goal is one thing, but how an agent goes about reaching that goal, well, that's where it gets really interesting. And this brings us to the word that truly defines modern AI, autonomy. Okay, this is a really important distinction to make. Automation is not the same as autonomy. Automation is reactive. It just follows a script. Think of a robot arm in a factory doing the exact same weld over and over. It needs a trigger, a command. Autonomy, though, that's proactive. An autonomous system makes its own decisions to reach its goal. It sees the world, thinks for itself, and acts without someone needing to hold its hand every step of the way. Now, this idea of autonomy isn't just some on or off switch. It's actually a spectrum. You can think of it as a ladder with very distinct rungs. The most popular way to talk about this, especially when you hear about self-driving cars, is a scale from level 0 to level 5. So you ready? Let's climb that ladder. We start at the bottom, level 0. This is, well, it's no autonomy at all. Think of a totally standard car. It might beep if you leave your lights on, but you are doing all the driving, all the work. The human is in 100% control. Okay, one step up brings us to level 1, assisted autonomy. Here, the system can help you with one specific thing at a time. It can control your speed with adaptive cruise control, or it can help keep you in your lane, but it can't do both at once. You are still very much the captain of the ship. Level 2 is probably what most people are familiar with. Think of systems like Tesla's autopilot. Now the car can handle steering and speed at the same time. But, and this is the big catch, you cannot check out. You have to stay engaged, hands on the wheel, ready to take over in a split second. Now we take a really big jump up to level 3, conditional autonomy. In the perfect conditions, like a clear, sunny day on a highway, the car is genuinely driving itself. You can take your hands off the wheel, maybe even look away for a few moments. But you have to be ready to become the driver again the instant the car asks you to. At level 4, we've got high autonomy. Now, the system is fully in charge, but only inside its own little sandbox. Think of those driverless taxi services you see in a few cities. Within that pre-mapped, geofenced area, it handles absolutely everything. No human driver is expected to intervene. It is the king of its castle.
And then we reached the very top of the ladder, level 5, full autonomy. This is the holy grail. We're talking about a system that can operate anywhere a human can, in any weather, any situation, with zero human supervision ever needed. And let's be clear, we're not just talking about cars anymore. This is basically artificial general intelligence, or AGI, on wheels.
So we've climbed this ladder, all the way from simple rocks to fully autonomous AI. But here's a thought. What if this entire framework doesn't just apply to machines? What if it applies to us? Yeah, this is where things get really fascinating and a little bit philosophical.
This leads us to a really mind-bending idea from the AI researcher Joscha Bach. He suggests that we should look at life itself, all of biology, as a kind of self-organizing software. In this view, we're not just building agents, we are agents. And if you take that idea seriously, even something as mysterious and personal as consciousness can be looked at through a new lens. Bach's idea is that consciousness isn't some kind of magic spark. It's an incredibly sophisticated piece of software, a learning algorithm that's constantly trying to build a consistent model of reality in your head, a place where things just make sense.
So what's the big takeaway here? Why did we build this entire ladder from entities to agents to consciousness? Because this framework, this whole idea, isn't just some abstract thought experiment. It's actually a really practical map for understanding the world we're building and maybe even for understanding our own place in it. So let's tie it all together. What have we seen? We've seen that the higher up the ladder of autonomy you go, the more intelligence you need. We've seen that this simple concept of an agent can act like a bridge, connecting the world of machines and AI with the world of biology. And it opens up this wild possibility that life, mind, even consciousness might just be the most advanced self-organizing software we know of. So this way of thinking, this entire ladder, is a powerful tool. It gives us a way to classify and make sense of the AI we're creating, from a simple script to a level 4 self-driving car. But it also gives us a startlingly new lens to look through when we look at ourselves.
And all of that leaves us with one final, massive question to chew on. If we run with this idea, if we see life and mind as this incredible kind of software that nature has been writing for billions of years, what does it mean that we are now finally learning how to write that software ourselves? What are we programming next?